You know what? It's actually quite scary, but it's not their fault.
Yeah.
It's not their fault at all. We've just been, and like I said to you before, I'm not trying to say the calories are a load of shit, but I personally think the calorie scam is making people look at the calories rather than the chemicals. Like, even just changing your breakfast can change your fucking life. Like, but we've all been programmed to think that certain foods are all right because you've got a shiny fucking package on them. Or have a cheat meal. So I'd literally look forward to this fucking Saturday all week, like, what am I going to eat? Like, you know, didn't fucking blink, eyes glazed over, like, thinking of everything I'm going to eat. And I would wake up on the Sunday after, like, gorging on so much food, feeling like an absolute bag of dicks.
On another episode of Disciples of Truth, today we have Nicola Patterson on.
Hello.
She's a holistic nutritional advisor.
Yeah, that's the one. You did fine, that was fine.
With the help as well, which I like.
We were going to record that a few times to make sure it was okay, but that was sound.
Do you know what? We're just going to go with that because it's authentic. So we'll go
First
with that.
time's a charm.
So we'll go with how you got into nutrition and what were the interest with it.
So it started because I went to Bali.
Oh, nice.
I went to Bali, not like Bali, the UK, like Bali,
Yeah.
Indonesia.
Bali.
Bali. I went there, and before I went there, I was what I considered to be quite healthy.
Yeah.
I was doing everything right. I was exercising. I was having the protein shakes. I was like, you know. The fourth last day before I left, I just went proper flaccid and I just fucking passed out.
Oh, yeah.
My mate that was with me, she was like, right, we need to get to the hospital on Gilly T, which is like this fucking island in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
The hospital was like this little room with the bed in, and the guy was just like, your blood pressure extremely low, you might die. And I was just like, mint. Sound that. Dripping in sweat, just like, right, yeah, that's mint. So I was on an IV drip for like 7 hours, and then I come home. I'd lost a stone in a week. I got off the flight, and my boyfriend was like, hiya, babe. And I was like, hello. And I just need to do something about my diet.
Yeah.
I started researching and fucking research. It might have been the tism, I don't know what it was, but I just went into so many fucking rabbit holes.
Yeah.
And it's so interesting.
Yeah.
And then I tested out what I thought I was doing right on like 5 people just out of complete interest. And they all absolutely fucking loved it.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Fuck it, let's make a job out of it.
Quality. Quality.
It's me, innit?
How many clients have you had so far?
Probably about 140.
Wow.
Yeah, since August.
Since August?
Yeah.
That's good, isn't it?
I know. Well, to be fair with you, this month coming up, May, is the only month in 9 months since I started without sucking my own dick that I haven't been fully booked.
Yeah.
And I'm
That's
actually
amazing.
welcoming the bit of a breather.
That is amazing.
I know, I've loved it.
And what's the plan with them? I'm not like going to it all, the in and outs, but what's like your aim? Is it to get them to a point where they just go off on their own?
Oh, mate, 100%.
Yeah.
Like, you know what it is, right? I've got a lot of respect for a lot of coaches across the board.
Yeah.
But I feel like the majority of coaches that I've seen online, it's like 12-week transformation. Let's get that after photo. Like, let's get you really fucking lean. And then what do you do after that? I've had some brilliant coaches.
Yeah.
And I've done the whole food plans and stuff like that, and it does work. But sustainability wise, for the rest of your life, do you want to read off the same hymn sheet with the same amount of calories, same food, the same meals every single day?
Yeah.
You can't really, you sort of get left to your own devices a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done my nutritional qualification and my PT qualification, and to be honest with you, I'm learn jack shit.
Yeah.
Learned jack shit, really. Basically. I learnt the basics, but I did my holistic nutrition course and I just learnt fucking everything.
Yeah.
And the way I looked at it is, you know what, right? Times are hard, but it's expensive to breathe these days. And you might be lucky enough to pay for a coach every single month for like 200 quid, but the majority of people can't do that.
Yeah.
So I won't make as much money, but morally, what I thought I'd do is, the way that I learned everything was to just create an ebook and be that shoulder to support on, and just have an outright price to pay.
Yeah.
They get all the documentation. So it's a bit like that saying, if you give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. If you teach a man how to fish, he'll eat for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
So I've kind of done that. And people are sticking to it after months and months, and they're just enjoying it.
I love that little touch as well. You with voice note that you sent me about actually taking people to the supermarket
Fucking
and
love
showing
that
them,
bit,
because
you
I
know,
thought
mate.
that's like, how uneducated are people around food when you are approaching?
You know what? It's actually quite scary, but it's not their fault.
Yeah,
It's not their fault at all. We've just been, and like I said to you before, I'm not trying to say the calories are a load of shit, but I personally think the calorie scam is making people look at the calories rather than the chemicals. So that's why with the shopping trip, it actually started because I got one of my friends, like one of the first people I ever like helped. He was like, "Oh, Pato," because I'm from nickname.
Yeah.
That's what you should have introduced me
I
as.
know, Pato.
This is Pato. Doesn't sound quite as professional, but never mind.
Pato.
Pato. He said, like,
Have
I need some help in the supermarket. I literally lived like 2 seconds away from Morrison's. It's like I can see Morrison's from my fucking bedroom. Not the reason I bought the house. And he said, "Do you want to come to the supermarket with me and help me?" And I was like, "Yeah, go on then." And it was so much fun.
Yeah.
I don't charge any extra for it. I just like going with him.
Yeah.
Because there's certain things that you think are quite good and they're not.
Yeah.
You just kind of, and it's a visual thing as well.
Yeah.
If you give someone a shopping list and say, "Right, off you go," they might be a bit like, "Oh, right, then sound." Do you know what I mean? Left to their own devices.
Yeah.
If you physically go in the supermarket and dance around with the fucking trolley and start like twerking near the fucking bonbons, do you know what I mean? Like you get a lot more from it, and people love that part of it.
But it's the human interaction as well, which we were talking
100%.
about. We seem to be, we say we're more connected than we've ever been, and we're the least connected.
100%. Like no one talks anymore. It's all on the phone.
Yeah, and voice notes, and I know we've sent
I do
voice
like a
notes
good
back and
voice
forth.
note.
Yeah. No, but I used to hate them, and I thought it was just for lasses, and I thought, oh, it's just cringy. And now that I've used it, I think it's more personal. You actually know what they're saying.
Yeah, it
'Cause
is.
sometimes you get messages off people, and you're like, that sounds really shitty.
Yeah,
that.
the tone. You can't
Yeah.
pick a tone up in a message.
No.
Someone might be saying okay, and you're like, all right then, like a thumbs up.
Yeah.
But actually they're like, oh no, that's fine.
Yeah.
Plus as well, if you're sending a voice note, you haven't got the phone in your ear.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying.
So you're far away from it and it's not too bad then. Do you know what I mean? All them little infill thingies. That's why I got wired headphones.
Yeah, I've got the wired ones, and people I know look at me and go, "Fucking tight ass."
Peasant.
Like, no, I don't.
Well, everyone wants all the fucking AirPods and
I don't want to
that.
microwave my head.
I actually threw my microwave in the bin.
Did you?
My old housemate was fucking wounded. He was like, coming downstairs, he was like, what the fuck's the microwave? I was like, oh, it's in skip. He was like, right, okay, that's great. How am I supposed to make anything? I was like, well, use the fucking oven, mate. It's just basically radioactive everything.
Someone said this other day. It says, "Have you actually ever seen an advert for a microwave?" And I'm like, "No, I haven't."
Oh my God, I actually haven't,
then
you
they
know.
And then they showed, the centre bit when you take the glass out.
Yeah.
What sign is it? It's the radioactive sign.
Fuck off.
I'm like, fucking hell.
I wish I'd said that was the reason I threw my microwave out. Can you edit that bit out? I say that, I sound cleverer then. Did you know?
I
Smarter.
thought your new slogan should be, "Have you plateaued? Come see Pato."
Oh my God, that's amazing! Actually, one of my clients sent me a message. And it was something like, "You don't need Manjaro, you need Pato," or something. It was something like that.
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to use that. Actually, I'm going to put this in my fucking background in my phone. That'll do."
What do most people struggle with when it comes to their own nutrition? Then would you say, like when you're taking them to the supermarket, what's mainly the most common mistake they're making, or is it?
Things out of habit, man.
Yeah.
Doing something because it's a fucking habit. I think you've got to do something. I think it's 64 times for it to become a habit.
Yeah.
So it's just introducing these little changes. It's not like a big fucking massive life haul. I don't want people to start throwing the microwaves out straight away.
Mm-hmm.
But I think honestly, it's the education around the food side of things. I am not claiming to know everything.
No.
No one's ever going to know everything.
No.
It's just a learning curve for everyone. So I'm still learning.
Yeah.
And I've got obviously my group chat and everything I find out I put in there and help them out with all the recipes and stuff like that. But I think a lot of the surprising thing is, it's not surprising to me because I've done it for so long now, but people associate the word diet with something really fucking negative. You hear the word diet
It's
and
got
you
the
just...
word "die" in it.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly, and E.T. And he did die. And he did die. Rest in peace.
Great film.
Fucking good film. What was the fuck saying?
He said about the biggest mistakes.
Yes, so do you think of the word diet, right? And people automatically assume you're going to be sat there with a fucking carrot crying, like in the corner with a fucking Tupperware box. The word we all eat a human diet.
Yeah.
Like, so I think the most surprising thing for me, and them actually as well, is working out you don't have to miss out on fuck all. It just might take a little bit more effort.
Yeah.
So when people are constantly starve themselves to be a certain size, if you have to starve yourself to look a certain way, that is not your body.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to do it. And it's all everything's really aesthetic these days.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to say I can't help people lose weight, but I've kind of come away from being known as a weight loss coach because I don't help people eat to lose weight. I help them eat to heal.
Yes. I love that.
And that is so much more important than getting that after photo. Transformation photos are amazing, but I think how someone is feeling in themselves is so much better.
Yeah.
Because they're going to keep it up then a little bit more, aren't they?
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
Well, if you can make them feel better, they're gonna stick with them habits, aren't they?
Oh, 100%.
Because I think also a lot of people are like, oh, cancer's running family and stuff like that, or certain health issues. I'm like, no, habits that formulate.
Habits run the family.
I'm like, your mum's mum will eat like the rest of the family, and it's passed. It keeps on getting passed down.
But I think as well, then people automatically, they automatically putting their hands up and saying, well, that's just me, isn't it then?
Yeah.
And it's a little bit victim mentality.
Yes.
But we're all very guilty of doing that these days anyway.
Monkey see, monkey do.
Well, yeah, exactly.
So it's just about once you start tweaking stuff, and you know how you feel within yourself, don't you?
People underestimate the power of a decent fucking diet and how it can make you feel.
Yeah.
Completely changed my life.
It does.
Like, even just changing your breakfast can change your fucking life. Like, but we've all been programmed to think that certain foods are all right because you've got a shiny fucking package on them. And like I said to you before, I've said this to you 4 times now, we're the only mammal that struggles to, like, manage our weight.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't get lions in the jungle going, oh, we're going to go and eat some Cheetos today because it's got a big shiny tiger on the fucking front of it. Do you know what I mean?
I think that's hilarious as well. Like, because when you're saying that is, I've been watching my dog recently when we go for a walk. She goes over to, like, there's some crisps left over. She'll smell it and she'll just walk on. She'll eat that shit. And I've seen it done with animals when they put GMO, like apples, and then apples at the side of each other, and then they'll put them out, and birds will, or whatever animal it is, comes out and eats all the natural
it's
one
fucking
first.
insane.
They only start eating the GMO when it's completely gone.
The thing is as well, the food industry hasn't done this to kill everyone. They're not sat there like, you know, with a fucking cat on the lap, like evil laughing. Yeah. It's money.
Yes. I listened to it on the Diary of a CEO, and he was, I think he was the guy talking about all bad food, and he says it's just for consumption purposes to preserve them for the longest shelf life.
Yeah, exactly.
And have them more addictive so people buy them more.
100%.
It's all about profit.
You know what it is, right? So there's if you look at it this way, right? So you get a homemade cake, right? So actually for my birthday last weekend, my best mate made me a carrot cake.
Oh no, I only had it 2 years ago and it's...
Mate, honest to God, right? Do you like them? It was legitimately the best carrot cake I've ever eaten in my entire life. It, like me and my partner the next day, we were like, we missed the carrot cake. She made us another one and dropped it off at the doorstep. Like it was like crack. It was absolutely insane. But again, I found a recipe that was absolutely fine. Like there was no refined sugar in it. There was no flour in it. It tasted insane. Forgotten where I was going with this. So the carrot cake, what the fuck was I saying? No, that's it, right? So
you made me stop in my tracks when you said carrot cake.
Nothing else mattered anymore. There's actually a raw carrot salad that I'm going to show you before I go. It's cool. Oh my God, it's so good. Very good for your hormones. Anyway, so you get a carrot cake that you make yourself at home, right? That's probably got a shelf life of about 3 days. In my house, about 3 minutes, right? You then use all the shit that doesn't cost much to use it, and you've got a shelf life of 40 days at the detriment of people's health. So they've gone for the stuff that is going to last the fucking longest, and they don't give a crap whether it's going to make someone shit themselves or not.
Yeah.
And it's all the stuff that's really, really, really fucking bad. It's not about demonising food, because Have a fucking good cake if you want to. Make it yourself.
Yeah.
Like, don't go to Morrison's and get one. It won't taste half as nice. That carrot cake was amazing.
I think the more as well that we actually cook our own stuff, we, what's the word? We appreciate more and we won't slam it down as next as quick.
100%.
Because we've actually put the time and effort in and we know how long it took to make that actual product, because it's just my new slogan's convenience kills.
It does.
And I think you can see it in so many different areas. I think Skechers are going off food, but Skechers...
This will happen a lot, by the way. My conversations are like this.
The shoes have just... They brought a shoe out that ties its own laces.
We can't even be asked to tie our own laces anymore,
Yeah,
Craig.
we haven't got the time anymore.
What have we become? What are we doing with those extra 4 seconds? What are we achieving?
It's like... But they're selling it to people who can't. Who can't put on. Fair enough if you're disabled or whatever, that's fair enough. But if you're at that point of the brink of you're just getting to the mobility, you can't do it anymore. You've kind of signed it off that you're never going to. It might be the last time you ever tied your shoelaces with that last pair.
It's like the last time we signed up MSN.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nostalgic. Isn't it? I can't remember the last time I signed out of MSN. I never know it was the last time anyway. But no, you're right though. Convenience does massively kill.
Yeah.
And like, the amount of people that get like succumbed with takeaways and stuff like that. Like, I'm honestly, hand on heart, right? There's something I feel very fucking strongly about, and it's cheat meals. I literally, I think it's the most toxic thing in the fucking industry.
Yeah.
I haven't had a cheat meal. That's like me saying to you, right? Are you going to go and cheat on Zoe this weekend? Like, no, because you've got a good relationship. So what does that tell me? If someone has to have a cheat meal every weekend, they don't fucking like the food during the week.
Yeah.
So you're depriving yourself all week to let go. And the word cheat, it's really fucking toxic.
Yeah.
I don't have a cheat meal because all of my food's absolutely banging. Like, I'm not, like, just took me on harm there.
Yeah.
So
no, I like the way that you thought, the thought processes behind that.
You wouldn't cheat on your relationship. You wouldn't cheat on yourself. I just don't like it. Like, I used to do it. I was with a coach ages ago, and he was really good, to be fair. But it was like, you could have a cheat meal. This was like 4 or 5 years ago. And I was coming out with an eating disorder.
Yeah,
and it didn't fucking help at all. Like, have a cheat meal. So I'd literally look forward to this fucking Saturday all week, like, what am I going to eat? Like, you know, like, didn't fucking blink, eyes glazed over, like, thinking of everything I'm going to eat. And I would wake up on the Sunday after, like, gorging on so much food, feeling like an absolute bag of dicks.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? Like, and it promotes a very unhealthy side of things.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of eating disorders these days, but I think a lot of it can be solved by healing the relationship with real food.
This is like, next question we're going to is, do you think a lot of people are unequipped how to do so because life can be too stressful of how many different directions they're trying to go, so cooking becomes this
chore.
Yeah, chore. And like, because they're not being taught at school. I mean, even going back to school, it was called food tech, it wasn't called cooking. If you have a look at what's happened to food now, it is technology. It's made in, most of it's made in the lab.
They've still got the food pyramid up on the fucking schools as well.
It's something that I am going to be talking about when we go back is they put the food list up of what they can eat. I want to go in and ask what the ingredients are. Yeah. And if anyone thinks I'm bang out of order for that, it's like you want to know what's in it. Because last time, I'm not saying this is true, but last time they all went back to school, everyone went, kids' behaviour's all gone off. And I went, all of them at the same time. I went, there's something there. There's always something. I went, it could be food that they've gone to, or it could be, it can be that they're overworked. Like, it's a lot more to do within a day. But I'm like, I'd say Archie's been more active while he's been out of school than when he's in it.
There was actually a study done. Could we love a good study?
Yeah.
And they gave prisoners a diet of predominantly whole foods. The crime rate went down by 54%. I'm not a genius, but let's be completely honest now. It really does massively link up. There's some massive holes. And yeah, I've got ADHD, I'm autistic. And I promise you now, since changing my diet, I'm like, I actually think it's a gift. There's some countries that see that kind of thing as a gift anyway.
It's your second brain anyway.
Yeah, you've got two brains. One does your red, one does your gut.
They even look the same. I mean, the makeup, the mechanics of the makeup, the brain looks the same as the intestines.
Well, there's some foods that look like certain organs and stuff, which I find really interesting. But like my symptoms, like I'm literally so much calmer. I mean, I wasn't calm this morning trying to run to the train station with all my fucking Primark bags everywhere. I was like, no, can't get anywhere. Sweat dropping down my fucking back, hair like this. Yeah, I'm dead calm now. But it does make a huge, massive difference. And they say that there's predominantly quite a lot of foods that actually inflame the body and the brain, which makes your symptoms a hell of a lot worse.
Yeah.
So I have worked in places where, I mean, hats off to the teachers and stuff, they really did give a shit about the kids. But when you're giving the kids at breakfast club in the morning chocolate fucking muffins, cereals and pastries, yeah, you're trying to feed them because you care, but what are you actually doing for them? I don't want to become the new Jamie Oliver and get fucking hated for taking Twizzlers off the menu, but honestly, I'm fucking tempted.
Yes, well, I think it needs to go back to that. Like Japan, they're all theirs.
They've got the nutritionist in.
They've got to be a nutritionist, haven't they?
Yeah.
They've got to study nutrition for
that
2
is
years.
Amazing. Like, that is hand on heart, one of the best things.
That's knowing that they want a stable society who know how to, like, regulate their own emotions.
Tell you what, there's a friend of mine, right? Oh, she's amazing. She hasn't given a child. I think her child's nearly 2 now. And she's been feeding a kid like homemade snacks, like nothing processed, like I went for coffee with her once and she made like these little pumpkin snacks for the kid.
Yeah, yeah.
The child was walking by 8.5-month-old.
Amazing.
Do you know what I mean? Like, there's one of my clients, I did a baby, bless him, he just wasn't well at all. He was in that hospital like 7 times in 1 month.
Yeah, yeah.
I changed all of his food. He's absolutely fine. Like, he's a different kid.
Yeah.
Absolute different kid. And the thing is, people will sit there and say, oh, they're just a kid. You know what I mean? You've got to... Why?
We've had it all with Tilly's little daughter. She's had nothing but problems with eczema. It flares up whenever it's eggs. Any dairy just flashes, even pastas.
It could be a leaky gut.
We've had... But when we took I'll let them say the piece, and I wasn't nasty with them when they were giving patch tests, and they're like, oh, no, it's not that bad. Yeah, I'd still give her eggs and fish, all the milk and stuff. And I went, no. I says, you don't know what it's doing to her internally. I says, if outside of her body is lighting up like a Christmas tree, it's a signal for your body to say it's not agreeing with it.
Yeah.
So I says, how do you know that inside she inflamed or irritated? I says, because when I've got my eczema flares up, I'm irritated. So you act out.
Try beef tallow moisturiser, you know, it's really good.
I'll have to give it a go.
She's actually got a cream as well, it's creme de bouche, she's on Instagram.
All right.
She's only from County Durham, she makes all of herself.
Yeah.
And she's helped a lot of kids get rid of a lot of rashes and stuff, and it's obviously all natural products.
Yeah, yeah.
You do tend to find there's a lot of people that get intolerant to eggs randomly, but it's usually not because of the egg itself, it's usually the egg white can be quite triggering to some people, but one of the worst things someone can do is to completely stop eating that thing.
Yes.
Introduce it slowly back in, like activated charcoal is a really good one.
Is it?
Yeah, really, really, really good.
Well, how would you have the activated charcoal? So how would I give it to my daughter? Because I have got it, but it's
you can maybe do it in powdered form potentially.
Yeah, I've got it in powdered form.
Potentially. Has she had any fermented foods? Because that's a really good probiotic. People spend a fortune on fucking probiotics, but kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi, like they're really, they're really good, aren't they?
But I've had the sauerkraut and the...
Always make sure it hasn't got vinegar in it.
I make my own, yeah.
Do you?
Yeah, I have done,
fucking love that.
It's, I think the more time that we're going to get as a species, the more time we can delve into cooking stuff and making 100%. Stuff our own way.
Yeah.
Because it's interesting. What's the... Are people taking on board their own cooking then when you're showing
Yeah,
them?
so I actually...
Getting them to enjoy it?
Yeah.
It's hard for people that don't enjoy it as well, isn't it?
The thing is, though, it's a little bit like therapy.
Yeah.
If you make it's not just about the food you're actually making, it's about using that time to make something and feed it to your entire family and sit around the fucking table, because a lot of people don't even do that anymore. Like, no phones at the table, actually interacting with each other after a day at work or a day at school, talking to each other, eating the food that you prepared. That's what we fucking did years ago. But what people are doing is they're taking the kids to McDonald's and putting an iPad in front of them.
Scary.
Like, and I honestly, I know it sounds really sharp, and I might get a bit of hate for this. I think it's really wrong.
I've got, see, we always ask at the end of the day, or when we sit down for a meal, it's like, what's favourite bit of your day? Like, sitting down.
It's nice to
we say sitting down with us. Like, it can be testing with a 2-year-old that starts throwing a plate at you.
What's your favourite part of the day?
But it's mad, like, I'm not naming no names with it, but there's... Where you're saying cheat meals is bad, the number one thing that I find is bad is parents giving treats, but the treat is a junk food.
Yeah. So they are attaching reward to a food, and that really fucking grates my gears.
And I think that's where my food's come from. Like, my food, it's come from early childhood, where I'd go to my auntie's, and it's not her fault. She would just get me chocolate because I've been there, but that's where I think it's come from, because it's
or even being made to finish your plate.
Yeah.
Like you can't get pudding.
We all get it, but it's very important years from like age 3 to 7. It's 100%. It's theta. So we're in that dream state of really downloading what's happening. So if you're giving it as a reward scheme, we think it's a gratification validation.
I actually said this. So I did. I've been doing some coaching last week at like an out of school club.
Yep.
And I had to go and do just a day course, just to tick a box, just on nutrition. It was obviously run by the government and things like that. And they actually met, and it was really good, to be fair. But apart from, there was a couple of things that I was like, okay. One, saturated fat clogs arteries. And they said that animal fats and stuff like that is absolutely abysmal, causes heart attacks. And I was like, okay. And then they were saying about that children should be given a treat every so often. And I said, no way at all. Like, because you are literally, as I said there, you're tagging that food as a reward system. So they're automatically going to want that food every time they've done something really good. And it's going to have this, it's going to create this really bad relationship with it as they get older as well. Yeah. They might sneak off and go to the shop and buy it themselves. And the thing is, you can't, like, what you eat determines how much you eat. So a chocolate bar will go down a fucking hell of a lot faster than a fucking steak. I'm not trying to say give your kids steak. Yeah. I'll say it. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just mental.
But it is that reward, yeah. I know, it's what most people struggle with.
Yeah.
So
I'm not trying to say don't treat your kids.
No. But you're on about, like, yeah.
Try integrate some other stuff as well, like, otherwise it's going to create, like, to be fair, childhood obesity's gone right up.
Yeah, treat. You know what a treat is? Treat is like, do you want to go play football? Garden for like 20 minutes.
Do you know what I mean? Spend some time with me. That's a good treat. We'll make a face out of an apple. I don't know. We'll climb a tree.
Yeah, and that's what they want to do.
No one climbs trees anymore.
I think, yeah, and a lot of it is throwaway culture of, like, go on your game, go to the TV, and
there's actually, right, don't make a point, that's a bit aggressive.
Fucking point.
If I stare at your face too long, all this kind of goes a bit woo.
Does it?
Like I'm on fucking mushrooms or something. I was staring at your face and I was like, whoa, need to blink. So there's this boat, right? There's a boat and it goes from Brazil to another island. And this island, they're a really poor island, bless them. This island, all they get to eat is what's on this boat. And this boat is obviously sponsored by Nestle. So all the kids eat is what's on this boat. 80% of the kids on that island have fucking diabetes. Like, they've got no necks, like the fat, like it's awful. And like I'm not trying to say that in small doses this food is killing people, but if your diet predominantly is about 60% ultra processed food, you're just heading for a fucking early grave. And like, it's just, and people are like, oh, well, you only live once. Yeah, you live once, and your life's gonna be a bit shorter if you keep eating this shit.
Yeah, you have it with people and they're, like, struggling with inflammation. Like, this guy who lives locally to me, and it's you're moving funny there, aren't you? Oh, my knee. And I went, this is, but alcohol ain't gonna help, like, with it. This is because it's inflaming. You went, oh yeah, I'll be all right.
Grounding helps with inflammation as well.
You what?
Grounding.
Does it? Oh yeah, because it does the same when you take your socks off. Yeah.
Love grounding.
It's, again, people think you're nuts.
I know.
And I'm like, I don't care. I'm like, it's natural. Look at every other animal. They ain't got fucking shoes.
I know. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like me Converse, you know what I mean? But I love taking my shoes off. I remember when I moved to, I taught English in Vietnam for a bit, and I went to Thailand on my way home. And I got off the plane and I ran through the airport to see my best mate who picked me up, and he's like, where the fuck are your shoes? I was walking around the airport in my fucking tie pants and I hated putting my shoes back on.
Yeah.
I absolutely hated it. Like, you just feel so much lighter.
Yeah.
It's fucking, oh my God, it's
what
brilliant.
What were the experience like out there then?
Oh, it was mint.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did go a little bit vegan though.
Did you?
I had to, because I lived in a place called Tai Nguyen, which was above Hanoi. And it was quite a poor little province. And like, I'd go to the market one day and there'd just be like fucking ducks getting slaughtered and geese and that. And don't get me wrong, I like a good steak, but I couldn't like it. Just the meat wasn't very sanitary. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was literally like, do you want a sandwich? It was like a fucking duck I can have a plate. I was like, yeah, put me down for 2. So I just didn't overly trust the meat.
Yeah.
So I just went vegan for a little bit. Plus, there's a really cute Thai lady who used to make her own silken tofu, and it was like 2p for a block.
Oh, nice.
My body didn't really agree with it. I did feel a bit shit. I went really pale. I didn't have much energy. Like, it just didn't align with me to go for it. So I was very happy to get back and
eat some.
Have some lamb. Have a beef joint. But each their own on that one. It just wasn't really for me. But they also ate dog over there. And it's just the culture.
Yeah, well, you can't say out on it, can you?
It's the spirit dogs though, man. I was hungover to shit one day and I walked in the market and there was just this dog cut up on the table. And I cried, I was hungover anyway. And I was like, the dog. What was his name? And they all started laughing at me like, oh, little silly English white girl. Crying at our dog. And I was like, oh, wait, man. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I can't watch it like that.
Yeah, no, I just couldn't.
It's mad though how you have one, like, your sympathy for one animal and not for other.
I know.
But it's because it's like, it's when I've seen them in they're in these cages and they're like 20 of them put in and I'm like, oh.
It's the elephants for me because out there people want to ride them and that, but they can't actually handle people being in the back for long periods of time. It actually deforms the back over long periods of time.
Oh, I bet it would, yeah.
Yeah, so people will go out there and they're petting the tigers and that. They're all drugged up.
Sedated, yeah.
I walked in, mate, and I screamed at them because we got this tour guide. And he was like, I'm going to take you to, like, Tiger Kingdom. And I was like, all right, okay. I walked in, and it was just all these fucking tigers all drugged up, laid out. And they used to get a piece of meat on a stick and put it towards the neck and, like, lift it up. And the tiger would obviously be like, oh. And I was just like, get me the fuck out of here. I screamed at Mommy. I was like, take me to fucking butterfly world now. Yeah. So they did. That was a lot more wholesome.
See, I want to go to Thailand, but that's one thing that's put me off. I don't want to go
if you do, so I did enough research before I went, and there's this family called Lulu Tours.
All right.
And basically they've got a family of 4 elephants that are out. They've got so much room. Mm-hmm. And there's 2 kids and there's the adults. And you don't ride them, you don't whip them, you don't do anything. You just wash them in the lake and feed them bananas. Yeah. It's a very wholesome experience. Yeah. So I would recommend doing a little bit of read up before you go. You'll find somewhere that does it though. Thailand's beautiful. They're getting commercialised.
Yeah, I think that most places are anywhere that's cheap. And
Bali, for instance, that's very commercialised now, but it's gorgeous.
I'm supposed to be going there for Christmas. Hopefully.
Oh my God, I'm so jealous. It's so lovely. Even though I nearly died there.
But
I've been twice, me.
Did you?
Yeah, I broke up me X years ago and I was like, fuck this, I'm going to go to Bali on my own. Everyone was like, that's fair. So I like going places on my own though.
Yeah.
You've got to be your own best mate. You've got to be able to hang out with yourself. That's why I'm so excited to get to Leeds today. I can't wait to walk on Leeds on my own after this, you know.
It's beautiful. I'll send you
go and talk to Gregory again.
Oh, Gregory.
I fucking miss him so much, honestly. He was so cool. The homeless guy, by the way, that I've met on the way here. There we go. No, he wasn't homeless. He was just playing the violin or something.
Are you saying that everyone from Leeds look homeless?
Maybe edit that bit out a little bit. I love Leeds. Great place. Met movie. What was I saying? Bali.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I broke up my ex and I was like, right, I need to just go somewhere on my own. And Bali looked nice. So I went on my own for 2 weeks. Mate, it's just the nicest place.
Yeah.
People are so lovely. Like, they don't have a lot, but they're just really happy.
I liked, there's a guy from over here, he lives over there called Matt, and he was saying there's a day once every year that they have they say it was when spirits come they invite spirits into the island, so they have, you can't have your lights on, you can't have anything, and you can't make any noise. So it's like a day to just sit and reflect with yourself. And he says, like, if you've got noisy kids and stuff, they'll leave the island for the day.
Put them in the shed.
Yeah, but no light on. But Harry Potter. But
give him some cocoa.
I thought it was quite
good.
But that's like again, like a cult. It is culture. So it's things that people are losing. So it's nice to remind yourself of that and give yourself that time.
What's our culture over here?
It's cocaine, beer.
Tell you what, cheese and cocaine, expensive. Do you know what I mean?
It's an epidemic.
Of course it is.
And I've seen so many friends or family. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people taking nosedive with it. It's just.
I think as well, like.
Because it's a coping mechanism for people.
Of course it is.
And they don't even know what it is. We had Sean on the podcast, and that's when he went for therapy. They were going for counselling, and they'd said, "You don't need to see his missus again." And he went, "What do you mean?" He says, "It's you. It's you with this problem." But he says, "Cocaine," and she went, "But it's been keeping you alive." And he went, "What the fuck do you mean?" He says, "Like, that's been your coping mechanism." He says, "You'd have died a long time ago if you
No
had."
way.
And he went, "I'd never looked at it that way. It was how he were dealing with it. It was his crutch." And I'm like, it's mad to think. It's good to see things in different lights, because it's then finding where the behaviour even stems from, go to the root problem and see why you actually are doing it.
Well, this is why I've got. I mean, like I've said this on a few podcasts. To be fair, it's not that I've got anything particularly personal against doctors, but I think a lot of them, it's all about putting a plaster over it rather than looking at preventive care. So they don't look at the root cause of the issue. It's like putting a box over a hole in the ground. The hole's still there.
Yeah.
Which is why so many people struggle. So rather than, I read this book actually, it was fucking amazing, Lost Connections it's called, and they were talking about obviously the causes of depression, why people go to sort of drugs and stuff like that, and it's because no one's connected anymore. The opposite of addiction is, I think it's the opposite of the opposite of addiction is connection.
Yes. That's what it's funny that you said that, because I listened to a meditation last night for eating, like to overcome gluttony.
Right, okay.
And that's what it was saying. It says, because it's so surface level and we're not so much connected, it's you looking for a spiritual, like, just a connection in general.
Yeah.
Just you're missing something. So the easiest way to go find it is, because it's from childhood, I'm just flicking back onto that mode, and it's like, it's easier
definitely.
to eat some cake than it is to
eat your feelings.
Or to sit and pray or meditate, because sometimes
make the
I'm
fucking
gonna make
carrot cake, honestly. Oh my God, I'm an absolute whore bag for that carrot cake. Jesus Christ on a bike, just unbelievable. But yeah, I think it's really sad. But I think it's been the thing through all of time. Like I said to you in the car here, like food was the first temptation.
Yeah, it's become porn.
Of course it has.
They're very clever. I even said this to my friend, and they went, "No, you just over top you." I said, they're very clever at what time they put it on as well. Like your bake-offs at 7 o'clock.
Yes.
Once you've already eaten, because they know that
100%.
you're gonna fucking. And they went, no. And I went, look at when all your cooking programs are on. They're way after what you've eaten.
Yeah.
Because they know that you all sit there.
Yeah.
And I would even I used to watch Gogglebox, don't anymore. But they're all sat there with bickies. And they know, or whatever, there's a lot of dessert on centre. Because everyone does the same thing. They'll head off into the kitchen and raid all the kitchen.
It's not easy to kick cravings, but once you know how to, it's a lot.
Yeah.
I think it's the lack of knowledge about how to do it. Because everyone just expects it to be the fucking norm.
Yeah. Like,
I mean, you can go through a family bag of crisps in about 10 minutes, but you can't eat 15 potatoes.
No.
Do you know what I mean? But that's the difference in it. It's there's no, what's the word? Say she. You know what I mean?
I thought you were going to say seashells.
There's no seashells on the seashore. No, what's the word? There's no like, I think as well, when you're constantly eating all these foods, right? Your body's looking for the fucking nutrients. That's why you keep on eating.
Yeah.
And there's no, obviously your brain, your two brains, your gut. Your gut doesn't let your brain know that you're full because you're eating the crap that's not actually giving the fucking receptor to let you know you're actually full. So you can just keep on doing it.
Here at Disciples of Truth, we're proud to partner up with Charlie's Apothecary. Charlie's got some cracking products. I mean, cracking. And to start off with, it'd be Cordyceps, and it's the first product I actually tried at Charlie's. It's a dual extraction, and Cordyceps is renowned for natural energy booster, helps fight diseases, and it's great for sex drive for those that care to wish, and you can wish. But no, on a serious note, I don't like, well, if you're going to the gym, if you've got low energy, I don't like the pre-workouts. This is great with a few drops of water. Swig it down, swirl it around your mouth, and off you go. And it can be aided throughout the day. And then the next product we've got is my personal favourite, is the fall blended salts. Salts gets a really bad rap through propaganda and doctors saying that we overuse it, when it's not true at all. To get the best salts in is one of the most natural ways of getting all the essential minerals into your body flow, so I'd give it a go. And it has Salinas Del Carmen salt, that it originates from the Canary Islands, Fuerteventura, if you really want to know. It's one of the highest grades that you can have, and then it's got another three blends to go with. And the next product we've got, it really doesn't need an introduction. It's Shilajit. You must see it everywhere. It's got 85 trace minerals. It's good for energy, mental health, and clarity. And this is sourced from the Himalayan mountains. And I've tried many different brands of Shilajit, and I'd put this at the top of the ladder. And it's really nice packaging as well. And then last but not least is the oregano. It's the triple extraction. This is good for boost immunity, gut health, lowers cholesterol, fights inflammation, it aids weight loss, and I've just personally used this. The house got, some of his family members got sick, and it kept it off, and I haven't managed to get sick through it. Same again, put in water, swirl around the mouth. Brilliant products. What you also get from these products is it's handcrafted. He puts a lot of time and effort in with his team. It's UK only at the moment until it expands more. So it's only UK only, postage and packaging. What Charlie also does is he grows his own mushrooms. So we know that they're tried, tested, and they're also for freshness. So hit the link in the bio and go check out Charlie's new website. So all his range of products is on there, and there's something for everyone. So yeah, go check it out, guys.
I think as well, going back to, I know we were talking about these scenes after, they said that you'd chew your food to the point of it turns to liquid. Like you'd have to chew it 50 times. It's just, a lot of people, it's so fast eating.
Breathing before your food as well, even smelling it.
Yeah.
If you sit there and do practice like mindful eating, don't have your phone on you. Breathe in, breathe out. And then smell your food and really fucking feel the actual moment. Because yes, okay, food is used as entertainment. Like it's seen as entertainment. But that doesn't mean you can't enjoy your food. Like I only eat twice a day.
Yeah.
And I fucking love what I eat.
Yeah.
And I will make sure, I like eating on my own, mate.
Yeah.
I just really enjoy it. I can't eat when I'm around other people as much. I don't really feel like I'm really there.
No.
Like I've got to be in
You're
the
not one of them that
moment.
goes and turns the back.
You know them kids that used to go in the toilets on their own and eat the food? I actually willingly went there.
We used to work with someone who, when we'd go to CAF, he'd go sit on the table and he'd turn his back to you.
That's me.
I'm like, he had a sibling that would have pinched his food.
On me back. Piss off, I'm eating. But no, I enjoy eating. Like it's it's a good thing to do. But I don't view food anymore as entertainment. I look at it like, how is this going to make me feel afterwards? Like, is it going to give me enough energy for the rest of the day? Is it going to fuel my workout?
Yeah.
Like, but in that moment, I really fucking enjoy it because I know afterwards I'm not going to feel like a bag of absolute shit.
Do you think a lot of people, we were talking about this earlier as well, is like when people's had a cold for a certain amount of time and they can't taste or smell the food, but then they realise they don't want to eat anymore. That it kind of notes it down how many people are eating for pleasure.
They're not enjoying it anymore. Like, I mean, I must admit, if I lost my taste, I would be a little bit wounded.
Yeah. Because how many people do you think are eating for pleasure over actually necessity of what we need? Because I know I'm guilty. I'm definitely guilty of that.
I've actually had a few clients. One recently, she suffered from binge eating. It's taken 2 months, and she's not doing it anymore. It's given her a bit of food freedom, I think.
Yeah.
I don't want to put too much pressure on people with it, but if you just sort of like lean into it and get the support you need.
Yes.
Like the thing is, you can't. I don't know how to word this. People say I've got a bad relationship with food. You can't have a bad relationship with an inanimate object.
Yeah. It's
the emotional attachment to that situation. So, like, I can't have a relationship with that mug.
Yeah.
But do you know what I mean? It's
people have, you know.
It's I think a lot of it is really, I know, 2 girls, 1 cup. Just lower the tone slightly. I think a lot of it is healing that. A lot of the clients actually have said to me recently, I've healed the bad relationship with real food.
Yes.
So I had an eating disorder, and a lot of it was brought on by fucking ultra-processed food.
Yeah.
Like a lot of it. So getting that relationship top notch again with real fucking scran, the likelihood of you binge eating and stuff is going to be a lot fucking less likely to happen.
Yeah.
And I've actually got the evidence out to prove it with my clients that they're doing minute. I'm so proud of them.
Yeah, that's cool. Because I think, as well, going back to like the seasonal eating, and if we could get that into schools,
yes,
and we also teaching people about nutrients and how they feel after eating certain foods, that's going to the core problem of it all. And also with, what's your take on seasonal eating?
I would love to do it. I think it's amazing, but it's really hard to do it in this country.
Yeah.
Like, so hard to do it in this country. I mean, I've got a blackberry tree in my garden.
Yeah, yeah.
And when it's bloomed,
Yeah.
I do have the berries off it, but we shouldn't be able to go and get, I mean, I'm quite grateful because there's some lovely coconuts in Morrison's, like the fresh coconuts.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't believe in coconut water from the fucking carton. It's not real, but you can actually get fresh coconuts in Morrison's with a little straw.
Yeah, I've seen them, they're good.
Fucking min. And it'd be a shame if I couldn't get that all year round, but we shouldn't be able to get food all year round. I think it's in winter we're meant to be having more proteins and fats and still having some carbohydrates, but we need to obviously keep and then as it goes towards like spring and summer, it's more things like papaya, mango, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But again, it's really hard to do it in this fucking country.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that's another reason why everything's gone to shit, because everything is too available.
Yeah.
You can get an Uber Eats with a McDonald's to your house in 10 minutes. Like,
convenience skills.
So if someone can do that, they're not going to be like, oh, I'll have a mango.
Because when we looked at it, like the seasonal eating, I mentioned it to Zoe, and she was like, yeah, but what could we eat? And I'd listed like 19 things we could eat, and she went, oh, that's a bit crap. And I went, yeah, but you'd have no based. I says, because if that's all you could eat, you're not going to get fat off loads of spinach. It's just not going to happen.
No, you couldn't. I mean, it disappears anyway. You put it in the pan, it's fucking gone.
Yeah. It does do a disappearing act.
That's so annoying.
But if you could teach this at schools, and you could either bring in grandparents and parents who know how to grow food, but you're making that connection. And I think that stops convenience of eating shitty foods, because people wouldn't want to eat them if they knew how it made them feel and they see
exactly.
where it's going.
I think a lot of them.
I know there's a lot of work to get done with that to there, but
100%.
With yourself and other people that are really interested in putting a stamp on the world in a better way, it's something that I can see happening.
Yeah.
Because parents are getting more mindful of what they're giving the kids and how they're reacting.
But this is it. I mean, you do anything for your kids, you don't want to see them thrive. Like, do you know what I mean? It's.
Because even if it's a worldwide thing as well, you're also bringing sustainability to every culture and every country. It's not just ours. It's because you're preserving what's going on around. And the environment, ecosystem, all of it goes hand in hand if we can grow our own food.
Oh, mate, honestly, like, I was gutted. I told you, didn't I, over winter, the bees stopped pollinating.
Yeah.
I was fucking gutted. I love that honey, but they've got to have a rest.
Yeah.
Can't be constantly in work.
Just hope they don't go in work.
I like Santa, give them Christmas off. But the thing is, our bodies align better with things like that, though. So I think your body just reacts a lot better to it. If you eat honey that's not from your area, you can actually set off allergies.
Yeah.
So if you're getting honey from Aldi, I mean, it's not really honey anyway.
It's not even honey.
It's fucking shite.
As soon as it's got it's
filtered and all that.
As soon
kind of
as it's got a date, they use back, because it's the only food.
It just crystallises a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's the only food that will never go off.
Yeah, exactly.
I think in Egypt they've just dug up a load of temples and they've just found honey from back then.
Shut up.
Yeah, so
that's amazing.
But it never goes off.
Egypt makes my bread, honestly, with the pyramids and that. Fucking mental. I was showing Scott a little TikTok about the pyramids, and he was just like, what the fuck? Obviously, how they're built in that.
I'd love to go.
The circumference of the earth is the same as the fucking
stars.
Fucking divvy. I love all that shit, me. But back on the Cocoa Pops. Let's not go too off subject, otherwise my brain will fall out.
No. What's your take on discipline then? Discipline around food? And how do we get it?
Well, there was I don't want to use the word self-control, because I like think, again, what you eat determines how much you eat. So it's not so much. I mean, I'm quite disciplined.
Yeah.
But I'm not 100% perfect.
No.
But it's what you do 95% of the time, not the 5% that matters. So for my birthday at the weekend, I went to tapas bar. And I fucking love the tapas bar. Like, honestly, oh my God,
like
it's
tapas.
so good.
Just because there's something for everyone, really.
Oh, it's amazing. And we had 17 dishes between two of us. Like,
I actually see now. Like,
oh, I can scran like. I'm not going to go and do that every single weekend.
No.
But why I keep reverting back to what I'm doing now is because I feel so fucking good off it.
Yeah.
So it's not discipline. It's not about being perfect. It's about being aware.
Yeah.
being aware. Like, I can't eat like that every weekend. Like, it was good, but would I want to feel like shit every single weekend? Probably fucking not.
Yeah, I seen like a guy says, like, if you're gonna have one day where you slip, don't beat yourself up. Just make sure it ain't 2 days in a row. Because 2 days turns into 3 days. Like,
yeah, it's a lot harder when you've done like a couple of days as opposed to just maybe one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I must admit, like on the Monday years ago, I would have really beaten myself up and been like, oh my God, like I need to make myself sick. I need to go for a fucking run. I didn't do anything different. I went for a massive shit and got on with my life.
Yeah.
Like, because of what I do 90% of the time, I'm not lucky.
Yeah.
I wasn't born with a okay physique. It's just fucking, it's the work you put into it.
Yeah.
Like the magic, what's that phrase? Is it the
magic's in the work.
The work that you were avoiding.
Avoiding, yeah. I do like that.
I don't think it's discipline though. No. I think it's just taking fucking care of yourself.
Yeah.
Like, because people will be the first to complain that something's wrong with them, but what's led you to that point?
Yeah.
Like, someone said to me, what's the best losing fat advice? Stop eating like a dickhead.
Yeah.
Stop doing the thing that's got you fat in the first place.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I've had a couple of guests on talking about fasting. You also...
I love fasting. Fucking love fasting. It's amazing.
How would you approach each client that wants to come along?
Well, it depends if they've got a penis or a vagina.
Yeah.
That's a massive thing.
Is it? Or not so massive?
Yeah. I'm here for you, mate. It's all right. Actually, seed oils promote erectile dysfunction, but we'll get onto that one as well, or not get onto it if there's a word being. Yeah, so obviously women and men are completely fucking different. We can't fast like you guys can. I did have a client once who came to me and she told me that her coach had said she could fast any day of the fucking month, and I was just like, oh my God, what are people being taught?
Yeah.
But fasting is not a weight loss tool.
No.
Like, if someone's like, oh, well, I'll just fast, I've eaten loads of shit. No, like, that's not the way it works. It's good for reducing the risk of getting dementia, Alzheimer's. It does reduce belly fat, visceral fat, autophagy. It goes back to our fucking ancestors, though. We did not eat all the time.
Yeah.
We did not eat as much as we wanted every single second of the fucking day. Like, we're not even giving ourselves a chance to process the last fucking meal before putting another one in.
Yeah.
It's off it. And people are like, oh, well, I haven't eaten for an hour, I'm going to die. You're not going to die. You'll be absolutely fine. You've got plenty of calories and energy on you to be absolutely sweet.
Yeah.
And I think it does actually promote a little bit of discipline as well.
Yeah, it does.
Like, really,
it's
really
mental
good.
clarity that I get from it.
Oh, mate, 100%. It's awesome.
Insane. The hard one that's, I think, people to push through is when you go through ketosis, because it's like, you start to shake, you feel like you haven't got much energy, and you do feel like you're in a faint, but if you can push through them next few hours, it's just...
Well, it makes your hunter-gatherer kick in, that's why you feel focused. Obviously, our ancestors only ate and we hunted, so sometimes we wouldn't always catch stuff.
Yeah. Well, this is what I was trying to say to other people, is most animals don't need to eat every day.
No.
And you look at the animals that do
Although lions
get sick.
sleep for 16 hours a day.
Yeah. And they only eat every 2-3 days, don't they?
Yeah.
But every animal that comes into contact with humans that gets fed like off humans, they all end up fucking joint. I walk around park and I'm like, that fucking dog's at the back end's got. Oh yeah, it just goes naturally. I'm like, no. It don't. Oh, my dog's got diabetes. I'm like, you'd feed it kibble, don't you?
The dog's autistic. Okay.
It's like anything that humans touch.
It's a shit.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of humans.
Apart from your programmes.
Yeah, well, yeah, obviously. No, he's off it though. Like, I try and tell my clients, if you want to fast, please let me know. I would highly recommend it.
Yeah.
Like, especially like pre-menopause, menopause. It just kills off all the fucking dead cells. And you do feel awesome afterwards. I did a 72-hour fasted lockdown because I was bored.
Yeah.
But again, you've got to be careful what you break your fast with when it gets to those kind of levels of hours and stuff like that.
Yes.
16 hours, fucking good to go. It gets to like fucking 50 plus.
Yep.
You've got to be really careful what you break it with. Don't go and get a fucking fillet of fish from McDonald's.
Yeah.
Crank.
Because you've just undone all the good work.
Exactly. You just put toxins back in. But I do say to clients, I would like it if you all had a go at it.
Yeah.
As long as you're doing it at the right time of your cycle. Because girls, like I said, cannot do it all the time. Yeah. I can't fast this week.
Yeah,
and it's making me really sad because I fucking love fasting. Like I really do enjoy it.
Yeah.
I think it makes your brain fucking switch on a little bit though.
It's the mental clarity. I've noticed even with the intermittent fasting, if I eat from 11 till 7, it'll only be 2 meals.
Yeah.
But your sleep enhances through it as well. You do sleep a lot better.
Well, they do say, this is another thing that really pisses me off on Instagram when coaches are like, one of the worst food myths is eating after 9 puts weight on you. Calories don't all the time. Your fucking body does though.
It fucks up your sleep.
Of course it does.
It's when I were piling weight on, when Zoe used to work like evenings and I were eating at that time, I said, it's just because we'd eat together. I can't. And I remember getting up, she would get upset. She went, I don't want to eat on my own. I'm ending up fat as fuck.
The thing is though, right, like it's literally like fucking science. If your body, because when you eat, you release hormones, right? Yeah. When you're in the sun, you release hormones. Eating in the sun is actually really, really good for you as well because the food absorbs the sun and it makes the food more nutritional benefit to your body.
They said you should be eating with your hands as well because it's reading.
Oh, I do eat with my hands. What's a fucking
like thought? Mangoes and stuff or whatever. They're like, it's completely.
I eat steak with my hands. I'm feral as fuck. Honestly, if Scott walks in from work, I'm sat there like that, blood everywhere. He's like, never wanted to do
lights off.
Like a fucking little
gremlin
in a cave. Just to eat my circadian rhythm, hun. Don't mind me. No, but it's fucking science though. Like if you're sat in watching TV under artificial light, blue fucking light screaming at your eyeballs, eating processed food, it's not because you're eating past a certain time, it's because you're not meant to do that.
You wake up so sluggish as well.
Of course you do. And the thing is, when you're digesting food, your body's working. So if you're trying to go to sleep, you need to focus on one thing and one thing only. I would usually say to people, at least 3 or 4 hours if you can. 5, amazing, before you go to bed.
Yeah.
Like, all day long.
Because what we were talking about off air is what people are grabbing on the morning because they're feeling sluggish because they're eating late. They're grabbing these energy drinks they see them as a kickstarter today. And
they make me fucking die inside.
I used to be, when I was first working on site, I used to have the odd Red Bull. I wouldn't touch one with a barge pole now.
No,
but they're all the same, and they've even got bigger cans, haven't they? So, I mean, you've got one called Liquid Death. There's one called Liquid Death.
People are still fucking buying it though, weren't they?
Yeah.
Did you see the fucking Prime epidemic? There was parents queuing outside Aldi at 4 o'clock in the morning to get the kids a bottle of Prime. Need a fucking slap.
There were other ones buying crates so the kids could sell them at school.
Fuck me, honestly. What's happened to humanity?
He's got loads of lawsuits against him for them products as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, so did Pringles because it's not actually potato.
Oh, I showed
that
other day. Oh, no, it was disgusting. They got a Pringle and they zoomed in and it was just fucking crawling with parasites. And
it's disgusting.
It not being left on side. This were fresh out of pack and all that.
Do it with a hot dog as well.
Oh, well,
that.
Well, we're on that.
It's weird though, right? Because I generally, hand on heart, I'm not saying this because I'm a nutrition, whatever. I generally don't crave the shit anymore. Like, I generally don't want it.
Yeah.
And I can happily say that. And this is why sometimes when people just simply go into a calorie deficit, they just reduce the amount of shit they're eating. They're still eating it, so they're still craving it. So they actually feel like they're missing out on something. Why not change your gut microbiome so you don't even fucking want it anymore?
Yeah.
Then you don't feel like you're missing out on fuck all.
Yeah.
I used to be an absolute slag for a Squares bar.
Yeah.
Wouldn't go near one now.
Yeah.
I'm just
I'm trying to get that discipline back. Because when I want fruits, that's when I'm at my best. I'll
send you my ebook, mate. You'll be absolutely fine.
I'll definitely have a look. What are the free foods that people should be staying away from?
Seed oils.
Yeah.
Just fucking awful. Don't get me started on fucking Frylight.
We went to... What's wrong with Frylight? Come on. Because I got to this point where I was sick of fucking looking at stuff. I mean, we use avocado oil, to be honest.
Avocado oil is okay, but it's not got a very high smoke point. That's the only problem, and it can go a little bit oxidised. Like, olive oil is brilliant. However, try not to cook with it because it goes rancid at a certain temperature. So unless you can get, and to be fair with you, there's so many fake olive oils in this country.
Yeah, well, they said that...
There's not enough olives in the world to make enough olive oil anyway.
It's always the fucking expensive
Well,
one.
I went to Croatia with my mum, right? Beautiful place, by the way.
Yeah,
fucking amazing.
I want to go.
It's got a 0% crime rate.
It looks amazing.
It's unbelievable.
And I like Game of Thrones as well. So it was filmed
yeah,
there,
well, I
wasn't
don't, you see. I climbed the wall, though.
Yeah.
I did. My mum didn't want to go. It was just me walking on the wall on my own, like, this is mint. But on the way home, I picked up a bottle of olive oil, like the real stuff.
Yeah.
And it was £35. I've only used half of it. I'll have a spoonful every day.
Yeah, yeah.
So to cook with it's a no-go, but you want to be cooking with things like coconut oil. Fucking unbelievable for you.
It's
your immune system. They actually did a study years ago in the 1940s, and they fed a lot of pigs coconut oil to try and fatten them up, and they all got really shredded. So they gave them a lot of vegetable, and they've got fat as fuck. It works the same with humans. I've got such a vendetta against the fry light because, one, it's cooked with seed oils. Two, they've got a 1-calorie thing on it to try and get people in. Yeah. It's only 1 calorie. You can have it. It's linked to fucking colon cancer.
That's it.
Yeah, like it's really not great.
Yeah. So what were your second one? Seed oils,
maltodextrin.
And fry light. Maltodextrin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maltodextrin it takes on the form of sugar, but it's so much more deadly than sugar. Like it spikes your insulin. It's on the glycemic index. I think it's one of the highest things on there.
Wow.
And it comes in the form of, it's got other names, like I think it's glucose, corn syrup, fructose corn syrup, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. It's fucking abysmal, and it's in so much shit. So much shit.
We spoke about this stuff. Its main side effects is headaches. And that's what my son was getting, and he was doing some healthy Nutrigrain, not Nutrigrain bars, but a similar type. And we took it out for 2 weeks. They're gone and been gone since, and headaches 100%. All went.
Anything that gives you a headache for not having it. Like, don't get me wrong, caffeine has its purpose, but I have a lot of clients that come to me and they're like maybe addicted to Red Bull or, you know, Diet Pepsi or something like that. Mm-hmm. When they stop having it, they get headaches for about 4 days. That, to me, is a massive fucking red flag and shows you're doing the right thing by not having something anymore. The headache subsides and you don't get them anymore, but nothing should have that effect when you stop drinking it. No. And there's a massive addiction in there as well. But again, it's easily combated. Just because it's labelled low calorie doesn't mean fucking jack shit. No. Heavily processed. But maltodextrin causes gut issues, inflammation, fucking so much shit, diabetes, everything. It's horrendous. It
tends to be in a lot of snacks as well. That's
what like crackers. Yeah, it's in so much shit.
A lot of crisps.
Mm-hmm. It's in gravy granules. Why do you need to have sugar in gravy?
Can you answer this, right? Yeah. And I don't know if it is for you. Everyone that I know that has gravy, the farts after stink. What's the get up with that? Because I'm
sorry,
like,
you just reminded me of your own chicken room and shit. I don't want to be a par.
Yeah.
Gravy. Love that film. I mean, I like making my own gravy. Yeah. Like, beef dripping. Yeah. Some fucking flour, whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't need to have that shit. Probably because there's a fucking shite in them. Yeah. Again, though, it's not about missing out on anything. It's about making your own. Yeah. You don't have to miss out on fuck all. But I've never really thought about the fart smell kind of thing. No, because
never really. Everyone says it like with bolognese. Well, it's like I work with. I'm the same. It's like the sauces, the bolognese, I don't know if it's the mince or if it's the gravy. It seems to be gravy based. But I don't know.
Can't really
I'll have to delve down on that.
Yeah, you go on that gravy rabbit hole when I leave.
Because you don't drink anymore, how's that affected certain relationships, or how do you feel within yourself?
So much better. I'm always present.
Yeah.
So I was talking to you on the way here actually about I went on a hen do, my best friend's hen do last year. Mm-hmm. And even though I hadn't drank for a year and a half, when I went on that hen do, I was a bit fucking nervous. I was like, I'm going away with 17 lasses. They're all going to be wrecked every single day. I'm in Portugal for 4 days. Am I going to feel a bit left out? Yeah. Am I going to feel a little bit like a fucking outsider? I mean, luckily, Alex, she's my best friend. She understood completely. Sure, if you don't want to drink, you don't fucking drink. I'm pleased you're coming. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn. I'm quite a scream. Yeah, so I don't even need a drink. But what happened was we got there on the Tuesday and my dad ran me on the Tuesday night. We were getting ready to go out and he ran me and my grandma died when I got there. Now, if I'd been drinking, I would have made that hen do all about me. I would have cried the entire time. I would have drank to fucking drown my sorrows. I would have, like, it was her hen do. It's not her fault my grandma passed away.
Yeah.
Instead, what I did was I obviously had a bit of a cry. I went out for food with them all. I said, look, I'm going to go for a walk on my own on the beach. And one of them came with me. She wasn't drinking either, to be fair. She decided not to. She wanted to, like, obviously get a bit of advice off me for it.
Oh, nice.
And I had that night to myself, and I had, considering my grandma just passed away, I had the nicest time.
Yeah.
And I grieved when I got home because I could not push it to one side. That sounds awful.
No.
But
be with your family.
When you drink, the world kind of rolls around you a little bit.
Yeah.
And you use it as a coping mechanism, and you use it to black out. And alcohol, it's a form of poison. Like, do you know what I mean? So even though my grandma passed away, I had the nicest time with my friends, and I was able to take myself away from the situation. It got a little bit too much. I went to go for a walk on my own. I was absolutely fine. I was up every single morning at 7:30, walking down the beach, getting me vitamin D with me no socks and my shoes on. And then the last night we went out, and my social battery doesn't last very long, I must say. Like, I'm literally like, it gets about 3 hours in, I'm like, that, get me the fuck home. Everyone's been very clingy. Because they all tell you your life story, don't they? Like, put your hands on your neck, like, oh, this, that. I'm like, oh my God, I didn't ask. But they were all brilliant, to be fair. They were dead supportive. But on the last night we went out, and we went down this street, and this guy was singing, and it turned into like a concert.
Yeah.
And the ending song he had on was Sky Full of Stars by Coldplay, but he sang it acoustic, and everyone had the lighters up and that. And it suddenly had this really wave. I don't know if it was my grandma or not. It was the most surreal, beautiful experience ever. I could just feel it, like, come up here.
Yeah.
And I cried, but it wasn't like I can feel it now. It's really weird. Like, it was, honestly.
It's gone up my back.
It was off it. And I had that, they let me pick a song for a funeral. I picked that one. But, like, if I was drunk, I wouldn't have felt that moment.
No. You wouldn't have been there, would you?
Nah, I would have been away with the fairies. I would have, like, not actually. And I feel like being sober, you just feel everything, and you are so much more present in your life, and that is so fucking important, because the future doesn't exist. It's the present moment.
Yeah.
The future isn't a thing.
It's nice to have that awareness.
Yeah.
Did it show you? I bet it showed you how much you've grown within that time frame.
Oh,
because how long ago after
times.
giving up drink was this?
About a year and a half.
Yeah.
I must admit that
it must have been a big test as well at that time.
It was. I was a bit nervous. I wasn't like, at first I was like, oh, I might not go, but I was like, no, I'm not missing out on Alex's hen do. Like, I love it a bit, so I don't want to miss out on this. Like, she's getting married. Like, it's massive. Yeah. But again, a wedding. I was up till about 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Sober as a judge, and I got up and everyone was dying, and I was walking around the fields and that, like, just enjoying the fucking sunshine and stuff. I didn't feel like shit the next day. Yeah. But no, it's I feel like not drinking, it's been one of the best things I've ever done for myself, like, all day long. Because it would usually be something I would usually, for a clutch, if something bad happened, I'd have a drink, I'd get a bag. And I was never one of them cool lasses that had, like, a glass of wine. It would be 3 bottles of wine in a fucking bag. There was never that sort of, like, thingy. So if you can do that, fair enough, but I just don't see the point in it.
No.
I don't see the point in it.
It falls away, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You start to realise, I think for me, it's like, I don't want to feel like this anymore. I didn't used to get hangovers, but when I did, I couldn't have continued with like that.
You ever had a cat hangover? That's the fucking worst thing in the fucking world.
Only had it once. I
had
it by mistake, and it was
I felt
awful.
like I'd been run over by 5 trucks simultaneously. Oh my God. Don't get me wrong, right? I've said this before. I don't regret anything I've done. Like, I've had some fucking mint times on the drink. Like, it has been mint. But I now wouldn't change this for the world.
Yeah.
And I want to help people stop drinking eventually. I want to kind of get into the realms of doing that.
Yeah.
Because I said to you on the way here, like, I wouldn't take advice from someone who's never done it. Yeah. It would be a bit patronising.
Yeah.
But I do think there's something to be said in stepping away from something that everyone does.
Yeah.
I don't like it when people say you're not bored. No. Doing the same thing every single weekend on repeat in the same pub on the same bar stool, I think that's a bit boring.
Yes. Yeah. You open yourself up for new experiences.
Of course you are.
Early, fresh mornings. We like to go out and go for walks somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. You can't do that when you're hungover.
It's not boring. You're seeing somewhere new.
Mate, a fresh weekend will never get fucking boring. Ever. I used to go to the park and ground myself. I mean, the people thought I was off my nut, like, and walking on the park at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Thought you were back on
back on the sesh. I did feel like that at one point, you know. I was walking through the park and this woman with a poodle was like, "Are you all right, love?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine." She went, "She thinks I've been up all night." It was down North Road as well, which isn't the best place to hello. So I think people maybe thought I was off my nut a little bit, but it's just a fucking, honestly, it's a beautiful thing. And things are still going to happen if you don't drink.
Yeah.
Shit still happens. My grandma would have still passed away if I was drunk, but you deal with it in a better way.
Yeah.
You can actually handle your emotions a little bit better.
Yeah.
And you don't spend as much money.
No. Well, that's my go. Just to bring you on to the other, because when you're not drinking, you're drinking non-alcoholic beers. I don't know if you do. I have done. They don't agree with me, and the price is still same as another. And it's like, yeah.
I feel the same way. Not as much actually about non-alcoholic stuff as I do with plant-based salmon.
Oh.
Honestly,
I'd never touch
what are you doing?
Like,
they've got a full section of Morrison's. I actually made a reel about it with my dad. I slapped him with a steak at the end. If you were going to go vegetarian, fucking fair play to you.
Don't try do it.
But do not do it the plant-based way. Like these fucking Beyond Meat burgers. Like, it's just shit.
The closest thing we do is like, I think Zoe's going to do them tomorrow. The cauliflower, like chicken wings. But,
right,
but it's just cauliflower and it's in a batter, like a spicy batter.
I love
and then
a good chicken wing,
really nice.
I'm not going to lie.
I know.
Chicken wings actually a very underrated, healthy snack. Full of collagen.
I had to give it up. But yeah, it saddens me.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
But yeah, I know
You
what you mean.
can't tell me that cauliflower tastes the same as a fucking chicken wing, like.
In the batter, and that sauce, the beauty. But they are good. But I know what you mean, like, I think it's the Richmond veggie sausages, and you're like, no. I picked up, like, I wasn't going to buy them anyway, but I just had a look at the back of them.
It's
and I was
awful.
like, my lord.
It's a list as long as the fucking Great Wall of China. Like, and it's a healthy alternative. It's absolutely fucking shite. And I think that an egg, 48% of an egg translates to human tissue, 16% of protein powder does. So when you kind of go over to the side of being a vegetarian, again, fair play, I'm not here to judge anyone. If you want to do it, fucking crack on. But you are entering the realms of maybe over-consuming carbohydrates by doing that. Yeah. And you are entering the realms of needing protein powder. And it's just not bioavailable.
See, again, like, I never have protein powder. It's a byproduct. No one even realises it's a byproduct.
So shit.
If they were going to throw it, they've got nowhere to throw it. Now,
you get all these...
Same as Vaseline.
Yeah.
Vaseline, no one knows. It's just lube. It's like for engines, but they can't throw it anywhere. So the clever company went, let's make a nice few adverts about it.
Well, mate, the things that are in your fry light, they used to use them to lubricate car engines.
Yeah. It's same with seed oils, yeah. It's great, but no one's educated on it.
I just, honestly, the fucking plant-based stuff really is made. And again, like I said, if someone wants to go vegetarian, do it with whole foods.
Yeah.
Like, don't even think about using things like that.
I think that's what everyone's agreeing on at the moment is, like, whether it's vegetarian or it's meat or carnivore or whatever, like, just eat whole foods.
This is it. So
just
when
get rid of the
people are like, what's
shit.
the best diet? Just don't be a dickhead. Like, think about it properly. You don't need to go to the extremes. I've said to you this before. There's a lot of talk at the minute about carnivore diets and stuff. I think in some instances it can be helpful to heal. However, sustainability-wise, you can't physically do... Just eat what's in God's garden.
Yeah.
And if it works for you, it works for you. If it doesn't, try something else new. But you don't need to go to the extremes of doing things. I don't overly agree with keto.
No.
I think it's a bit too much to the other side. Like, I think it's a bit too far-fetched.
Yeah.
Like, our ancestors probably didn't go around eating sticks of butter. We don't need all that.
No.
And I think people do like to be extreme these days.
Yeah.
With what they're doing.
See, I haven't done it yet, but people are raving about mono meals.
Mono meals, what's that?
It's just one ingredient. Like you pick up, you just eat apples for your meal. Because he says, like, if you went back and you were foraging round,
right,
how many would you end up coming back with this plate?
Yeah, well, I'm making lasagna.
10 different items on it.
I'm making a lasagna tonight, guys.
You wouldn't, would you?
No, but again...
And I found it quite interesting because it says, like, if your intestines, they get the most nutrients out of that one thing. Because once the colon's clogged and they're like tentacles, once they're up against the inner wall, you're not getting the nutrients anywhere.
That is a good point, to be fair. I think we can maybe look at that a little bit. However, we have evolved since then.
Yeah.
So it kind of gets to the point where I do teach people to eat a lot like our ancestors, but also kind of adapt it to what we do now.
Yeah.
Because we're not to the stage that I'm saying to people that processed foods are good, because they're really fucking not. But everything is kind of processed. It's the ultra-processed foods. Like, there is no need for sugar in bread.
No.
So you get these bread fucking loaves at the supermarket say no added sugar. It shouldn't fucking have sugar anyway. Like, what are you doing? Or the Cocoa Pops that say great for the family, as good source of iron. Fuck off. Like, I don't need the fucking monkey with a hat on telling me what to fucking eat for my family. You just, it's common sense.
Did you see where they placed them all as well? Like the actual characters on the thing, they put it at eye level, don't they?
Of course they do.
Because I like you.
And the supermarkets have got no windows. They're all brightly lit.
Did you see the one the other day where it says everything in the centre aisles is shit? Everything round the outer is fucking fresh. And I'm like, once you've seen it, you're like...
You can't... The thing is, this is what makes me really happy about what I do, because this is why I don't charge people monthly. People might think I'm a bit stupid. Once you teach someone something, if they take it on, you've taught them for life.
Yeah. And then they pass it on.
Exactly. So I think what makes me a little bit different is I'm actually I've got a module in my ebook about what to feed kids as well.
Yes.
And there is a direct correlation between obviously adapting kids' brains to what they're actually eating. So there's a molecule in lamb that helps kids' brains grow.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and if you feed eggs to kids in the morning, it again helps their brain grow.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying get your kid in the carnivore diet, but maybe swap a couple of things out. But I do like helping the whole thing, because at the end of the day, you don't want to be sat with a Tupperware box, not with your family eating, because it kind of takes away the whole point of it, just because you want to get a 6-pack for summer.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not that important.
No.
Do you know what I mean? It's a lot of genetics as well, down to genetics as well, though.
Is there anything else that you'd like to leave for the viewers?
Oh, I don't know. I think we've covered everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we literally have covered everything.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I think just to leave a positive imprint.
Yeah.
That's what everyone should do.
Yeah.
And if it's good to believe in stuff. And if you believe in something, fucking stick up for it.
Yeah.
And shout it from the rooftops.
Yeah. And I think for me, my message as well is don't shame anyone for eating anything different than what your diet is.
No, definitely not. I think there's a difference between there's educating than shaming.
Yes.
Like, don't shame someone if you can help them.
Yeah.
Educate them, help them.
Bring the awareness, yeah.
Yeah, and it's good to have a healthy debate about stuff.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the world would be a very fucking boring place. We all agreed and stuff,
we end
wouldn't
up back in politics, don't we? Shouting
I know,
at each other.
exactly. Honestly, that's why I kind of stopped myself. I did get a bit angry about, obviously, someone saying that I was demonising food, because I don't feel like I am. Maybe that's why I got a little bit triggered by it.
Yeah.
Because that's not what my aim is to do. No. I just want to help people.
No. So thank you for coming on.
Oh, you're so welcome. It's been a hoot.
Thank you.